Am I addicted to living cheap? For 5 years, I've lived out of a car. I've lived out of one bag. But with that being said, I still don't think I'm addicted to living cheap. Now, addiction is related to obsessive compulsive disorder, also known as OCD. It's when you obsess over something and you're fixated on it and you can't let go mentally. Obsession could be good because it means you have a focused energy. And when you have a high focus, you can get a lot done. But you can also destroy yourself a lot quicker if it's not checked with self-control and discipline. But back to the question of, am I addicted to living cheap? I want to talk this out. I would say no. Here's why. One is because when I was in my 20s, I spent plenty of money on nice cars, had a nice home, nice clothes. So I'm not afraid to spend money. Even now, and even within these past 5 years I've lived on the road, I spend money on Starbucks and eating out every day. So again, there's evidence that I'm not scared. I'm not obsessed with living so cheap that I'm scared to spend money. I think my issue comes to an obsession of not being attached. If I had to break down my own psychology, I think my biggest thing that bothers me mentally and emotionally is being attached to something with a long-term commitment, because it stifles my free spirit. It stifles my creative juices, and I feel too obligated. Now, I'm not afraid of commitment. I've been part of groups. I've owned a home. I understand asset allocation. I understand that in one sense, if I found a small, cheap place and I cooked home and I didn't drive much, I would save more money in food and gas that I'd actually be living cheaper in that small home and have an asset that appreciates. But right now, I live in an asset that depreciates. I spend more money on food. I spend more money on gas. So why? If I'm not addicted to living cheap, why? Because I think I'm addicted to living as free as possible. It may be all psychological, all in the mind, but I'm sharing. I often think about some interview that I heard. I believe it was Charlie Sheen who said, he was questioned on why he pays for prostitutes. He goes, you're famous, you're rich, you can have just about any girl you want. Why would you pay for a woman? Why would you pay to be with someone? He goes, I'm not paying to be with someone, I'm paying them to leave when we're done doing our relations. Now, again, I'm not co-signing prostitution, I'm not co-signing that mindset, but there's something to be said for paying more to ensure that you're not attached to something more. And I think if I, again, had to break down my own psychology, this is what I want to share in this video. That living cheap can be an obsession. Some of it may be by choice, by your individual circumstance. There's some people that are in poverty. Now, what I've experienced, if we're having an honest conversation, a lot of people work harder not to work and are addicted to living cheap because they obsessed with not working. So, but again, a big part of life is mental toughness. So I empathize even with that mindset. I've met people that are somewhat well off and they try not to spend as much, they try to get as much free stuff as possible. I've met people, the guys that have Lexuses, Audis, and they shop at Aldi's. Yeah, they try to save money by buying no frills cereal. I've met people that will drive an extra 15 miles to save 5 cents per gallon on gas. So they're actually probably not saving money, but mentally they're obsessed with paying the lowest cost. There is a lot of part that's mental and is not actual financial. And I think that's illuminating to understand the human. So, to summarize, I think anytime you are addicted to something, there's an obsession. Obsession could be good because it means focused energy, but only when it's focused on productive, positive things. Because you can focus on a drug addiction, destroy your life fast. You can focus on a gambling addiction, destroy your life fast. You can focus on you could be obsessed with trading stocks and destroy your finances bad. You could be obsessed with a person and stalk them bad. Obsession without self-control and discipline is disaster. We're all human, though. But I want to share with you, I think my obsession is not to living cheap. I think my obsession is to not being attached. You know, I've experienced death of loved ones. I've experienced the burden of being tied into a community. I've experienced just feeling like I can't get out of something, and I don't like it. Now, again, though, I don't know if that's 100% right. I can't co-sign this. I mean, I'm single, no pets, no kids. I can take more liberties with how I choose to live, but I pay a price. And sometimes I think about this life that I live, this nomadic life, this simple life, living out of one bag, living out of one car for 5 years. And I think about, in one sense, I make my life harder in some areas, but I've been enjoying myself more than I did when I had a house for 15 years. So it's hard to say. You know, in one sense, I see, well, this doesn't make sense, but it still is more sense than this. Now, the answer is always balance. I'm sure eventually I balance something. I buy an RV, I buy a small home base. In one sense, it's easier to buy the RV because even though, again, it's a depreciating asset, I'm spending more long term than I would if I bought an affordable house. The problem is the house gets me committed to an area, gets me committed to a community. The RV, why it's depreciating, it's a non-committal thing. Now, again, is some of that psychological? Of course, because you got to have a place to park it. No matter how you try to sever ties, you're tied into a community. If the country totally goes down, you think you're going to be the only one. You think you're going to be the only one thriving because you have a self-contained RV and you have all your money in gold or whatever. Guys, if there's no gasoline, if there's no food, it's only a matter of time for all of us suffer more than we need to. So we're all tied into society and community. Everyone's just choosing a certain way to live. So I hope in me expressing my viewpoints in this video helped you. It even helped me a little bit. If it did, click that thumbs up. You want to support the channel? Click that blue join button. Only $4.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. Truly appreciate it. Thank you to all my members. Check out my playlist, thousands of free video. This video was free. Share the video, help the channel grow. Leave a comment below. If you're negative, God bless you, but please, it's only a matter of time for you're blocked on this channel. Why? Because the one reason I like to live a simple life is because I don't have to be beholden to others. I don't want to hurt others because I know when you get blocked, it hurts. And I may have blocked some people and may not have been 100% their fault. Okay. But it's like, guys, being on social media, as you know, can really hurt your mental health. And when you have people not taking care of their mental health and they want to leave all these comments, if you're going to be engaged on your channel, those comments can destroy your own well-being. Look, if you're just going to not read the comment section and let the psychopaths go crazy, then there's a science to that. The science is it just helps the algorithm. You don't have to deal with it and just let them type whatever you want. And I understand that, but I'm not at that point yet. So thank you again for watching. I showed up again. Showing up is 90% of success. The other 10%, smile, have an overall positive attitude, and don't cause drama. Don't get involved in drama. If you can do that, you're going to do well in life. If you can't do that, you can't even get started, because if you don't show up, you're not an asset to anyone. You're a liability to everyone. And if you don't have a positive attitude and you're always in drama, guys, no one wants to really deal with you. So a big part of life, you make your own bed. So be careful, because before you know it, you're sleeping with dust mites. Okay? And the reason you got dust mites is because you're just rolling around your bed watching videos. And the mites are doing the same thing. They're rolling around the bed watching you sloth around. And they go, me, bite you. Okay? Don't forget laundry self-care. So hygiene, show up, positive attitude, and get out of the bed. Do the best you can within your abilities. And again, I thank you very much for watching. And I thank you to all my positive members who show some love and support to the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.